Hello, beautiful, beautiful souls. How have you been? I did not upload a video yesterday because I was going through my own drama to deal with. Okay, I guess though. Yeah. I hope you guys are doing amazing because today we are going to talk about people pleasing and being a survivor of people pleasing and recovered from it a while now. I feel it's important for us to know how self concept of a people pleaser usually brings in not so good experiences for us, not so good experiences for your nervous system, and not so good experiences for your own self. Like when you think about it, because I mean, at the end of the day, when you're not focusing on your own needs, putting yourself first, obviously there has to be some kind of payback for that, right? So, yeah, let's talk about it. Now, to start off this video, it's important that I first give you an introduction into what selfish is. And actually, I want to refer to one of my favorite books by Michelle Alman, like The Joy of Being Selfish. And yeah, it's like the topic, the name of the book might put some people off, but trust me, it's amazing because it teaches you what boundaries are. It teaches you how actually the concept of being a good girl, good woman has been so ingrained in us that we have always put ourselves in the second seat. Like we are not driving our own cars, but we are actually on a passenger seat, just looking at someone else drive our lives because we are giving off our power, we are giving off our, you can say, decisions to someone else because we base our actions, our behavior surrounded other people, how they will think of us, how they will perceive us, how we might trigger a reaction in them which might hurt them. I just want to ask you this question: why are you focusing so much on what others are going to think of what you're going to do? I know you're living in a society, I know that taking care of others is a very important thing, but until and unless you take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of others? By keeping on just giving and not receiving anything. I mean, how long can you keep doing that? How fast are you going to be exhausted? I mean, you've been doing it for, I don't know, I did it for 22 years of my life. And after 22 years, I was like, I feel so exhausted. Why am I always so annoyed? I don't know what do I want to do. I don't know where am I going, right? How long do you think you can do it? How long do you think you can sacrifice your own self so that you can make sure that others like you, others want you? How long? That's just a matter of time, okay? So yeah, I wanted you to introduce to the concept of selfish in the words of Michelle Alman because I love the thing she says. She says, seeking or concentrating on one's own advantage, pleasure, or well-being without regards for others is what selfish is, right? It's like self-love is a concept that everyone can get on board with, right? Like everybody will be like, yeah, self-love, taking care of ourselves, going outside, giving us a treat, doing everything that we want to do. But let me tell you, that's just like the external version of a love that you're providing yourself because you feel that's what is important because others are doing it, because that's how they've done it and that's how they explain self-love. Baby, no. Self-love is making sure that you know what your intention is behind your actions and you know why you're doing a certain, you can say, project if you're doing it. If you're saying something, why you're saying it, right? Once you know what you say and with which intention you say things, you realize that what the person in front thinks is not in your control. It is never in your control. I mean, if you and I have a conversation, just hypothetically, you're my friend, and I try to put up a boundary that, you say something related to my body weight or related to my relationship or related to me, how I was in the past and everything. Okay, if you tell me that, I was not so good in my past, I would accept it. I would be like, yeah, I know I was not that well in the past because I know what I did. I know why I did it, and I know where it was coming from. And I know that at that time I would have been bad for you, right? This is called acceptance. But when you feel the guilt in a conversation that, oh my God, they are still stuck in the past, they are still judging me from the past, I need to do something to change it. I need to do something to make sure that, they accept me in their life, because at the end of the day, that's what we've learned. Without any reason, even if we know the person or not, we just want them to like us. Why? I know we are like social beings, we need that connection, we need that kind of, you can say, deep connection that we seek for, right? I understand that. That's human nature. But why do you want to do it with everybody? Like, why do you think that everybody is entitled to you or they owe you something? Like, if you're doing something good for them and you feel after doing the thing, you feel that, oh my God, I am entitled to get a thank you from them, or they owe me a thank you because I did it, and they don't say it because they did never ask you to do it. You just offered to do it, okay? And they don't say a thank you. They are living their life like they were. They are who they are. But you then get resentment against that person that, I did it out of goodwill, and you can't even say a thank you. This is coming from a place of hurt. This is coming from a place of people pleasing, okay? These are certain mother wounds, which is a different topic, but yeah, like even father wounds for some. But you need to realize that it is not important for a person to be bad in order for them to be bad for you, right? Now think that, you've overcome these societal rules of being a good woman, and you are who you are. You accept yourself for yourself, and you put yourself out there authentically. Whatever you're saying, you're not saying it with the intention of hurting anybody or with any malice. You understand, but certain words might trigger certain people. They might come to you, and when they communicate that hurt that they have felt in a healthy way, instead of putting you down, instead of being sarcastic, instead of, trying to make you feel bad, you accept that criticism. But any of the things that I said in the latter part, if they are trying to do it, that's not a connection you want to keep. You want to have a healthy boundary there. You want to tell them that, what, my intention was not that. My intention was different, but at the same time, I also realized that, I cannot control your reaction or predict your reaction to what my needs or wants are. But it is my need to do this, and you might not be comfortable with it. But it is something that is imperative for me. Like in a relationship, you're going out on dates and you go like, what, I prefer to have you pick me up, like the basic bare minimum. Have you pick me up from my house and then drop me, because that's like a normal date thing. That's how it goes, okay? That's like when you get out of that toxic boyish circle and get into the men circle who are actually men and who are not just like, oh my God, I don't know, what do I want. That's not a man. That's not it. That's again a different topic. But yeah, like when you get in there and you tell that, this is my boundary, this is what it is, and how the person reacts is not really on you. What you are supposed to do in that particular situation is figure out whether you want to maintain this conversation ahead or not, or whether you would be like, okay, we can come to a middle ground. But coming to a middle ground does not mean that he does not do the bare minimum of picking you up and dropping you. You can find another middle way. You can just be like, whatever you want to do, whatever, you can just figure it out. But you're supposed to understand that you're not going to live your life according to the terms and conditions that others put in, because that gives you a lot of frustration. That brings in a lot of uncomfortable feeling, that brings in that, oh my God, I don't know, I'm not satisfied. That unsatisfied feeling leading to frustration, leading to anger, leading to you reacting in a negative way. It's all a ladder that you're, climbing. So, you giving access and you putting in boundaries is your decision of which step do you want to go to on that ladder. Which step, up until which step would you take in everything, and up until which step would you allow that person to take you. You need to realize that you are not nobody, you are somebody. From this moment onwards, tell yourself that I am who I am. Because you need to realize that people can't just walk over you, people can't just be like, just because you are not complying with our terms, we are going to make your life more difficult by giving in more expectations on you for you to meet. It's your decision whether you want to meet those expectations or not. It is your decision whether you want that person in your life or not. It is your decision at the end of the day what you want to do. I know it is very difficult sometimes to just not, you can say, okay, this is a heavy word. It is very difficult to have these conversations sometimes, but realize that having these boundary conversations in the very beginning of your connection, of your relationship, of your anything, be it a friendship, be it a office colleague, be it anybody, these early communication, these early setting of boundaries creates a healthy space for the relationship to grow and evolve. Because you both appreciate each other's boundaries. You both know that you both are safe in your own skins, and this is just a relationship that you want consciously, and not something that you're in just because you don't know what you want, or you're just trying to figure out what you want. No, that's not how things work. In the past year, I have actually cut out so many people, distanced from so many people. Distancing from some people brought them back closer to me in a shorter span of time, and cutting out certain people with the acceptance and acknowledgement that this is what I said, this is what I intended, I communicated that to you, but your reaction was this and it hurt me. You made a conscious choice of behaving that way, and I don't want to ruin our memories that we have, or ruin the moments that we have. So I would like to end this conversation here. And yes, even I have made so many mistakes on the path. Like, I have literally cut out people in such negative tones, like being angry or just losing my mind, shouting at them, hurling words that I don't mean. But yeah, those relationships which I cut out on a negative note, honestly, I completely feel bad for that. And I realize that is a resentment that I have, which will be associated with it till the time I don't end it on a proper note, at a healthier note. But right now I know that I'm not in the space to end it in a healthier note, so I'm not even reaching out those people to acknowledge and apologize for what I did. I'll definitely do that eventually. I know when I'll be in the space, I'll text them, because I have already texted so many people I distanced from. But there are certain people I choose not to engage with right now because of certain reasons. Because even I myself might not have healed or processed all the emotions that I went through in that particular relationship, right? The entire point here is, when you get frustrated, when you get irritated, continuously meeting to the needs of others and be like, it is your fault you're not seeing. Baby, it is not their fault. They were like this with their actions, with their words, with their behaviors from the very beginning. It was you who thought and who was taught that if you can somehow help the person in front, they will forever be grateful to you, they will always like you, and they would want you around. They don't owe it to you, and neither do you owe all of those good things to everybody out there. You need to know who deserves your time, who deserves your energy, and who deserves to have your company, have you around. And that can only happen when you know what you have to offer, when you know what you bring to the table, when you know who you are, what you have, what you bring. It's like knowing yourself again is very important, and that is how you form your self-concept. When you come from a place of trauma, when you come from a place of wound, it is always going to be this way that you're hurting somebody, somebody is hurting you, your expectations are not met, their expectations are not met, and it's okay. But you need to realize that being selfish is just negative because the society out there only prefers good women out there, right? Because the society prefers only people who can provide for them, who can take care of them, who can nurture them. I mean, you have your mothers for that, right? Why do you need every woman to do that for you? Like, we are supposed to have our own say, we are supposed to have our own perspectives, we are supposed to have our own spaces. And I know that in brown family, brown households, it kind of gets really difficult to learn your own personal space as a concept, because sometimes we are not even allowed to close the door if we are doing something. It is time and after, again and again, once you put it out there, first time negative reactions, you might take it on yourself, but remember that negative reaction is triggering something in them that is not about you, that is about themselves, that is about their past. They are perceiving that this is something what happens if you close the door, and she is going to do it. This is what will happen. But you're not coming from that space. You know that you're not going to do those things. Why would you even get triggered if they are getting triggered? Okay, listen to them. Give them the space so that you can understand where they are coming from. Try to communicate that, what you're thinking is not the way I'm thinking. Why I'm doing it is because of this reason. And it's over time, once you keep on doing it, that you realize you are a different person, you are a different entity. Like, you respect others' perspectives, like you respect others' time, like you respect others' space. They gotta do it too. They gotta respect you for who you are as well. And they will not do it until you learn to respect yourself, until you learn to put those boundaries out there for them to know that you know what you want. Right? That's how things go. That's how, like, things flow. Like, that's the natural flow of things. You accept, you grow. Until and unless you do that, it doesn't happen. I'll be putting out more videos regarding this. Right now, I just wanted to give a basic introduction as to how people pleasers actually are a society rat, society doormat actually. People pleasers at the end of the day become the society doormats. Because even though they did not do anything, people just hurl shit at them and they just go like, what did I do? What was I entitled to it for? And that comes from a place of wound, which I obviously will be talking about later on. For today, it's this much. I hope you understand how important you are, and I hope you understand that being selfish is not negative or bad. And putting up boundaries is not at all bad. Okay? Putting up boundaries might make you selfish, but you're doing it for yourself. You're not hurting other people in the process. Your intention is not to hurt them. Until the time you are clear about your intention, nobody can make you feel otherwise. Nobody. Right? So let's get into our tarot reading for today. I would love to I would love to ask what is coming for my lovelies out there. How is their day gonna be? How are things for them? And yeah, let's charge it. Let's see what happens. Ooh, that's a good card. Damn. A lot of miracles coming your way. A lot of nice things. I'll take this card out even though like this is one of those cards. Yeah, got it. So, Knight of Pentacles and Page of Cups. Your material wellness is linked to your emotional, internal wellness, your internal well being. Okay? And Knight of that Pentacles and Page of Cups, they both signify that you have fresh emotions, fresh outlook, fresh perspective to the material world out there, where you are ready, where you are armed, where you are ready to take that emotional intelligence and material world intelligence together and take steps which bring you abundance, where you're just surrounded with it, you're sitting with it, you have it already. Like, just look at the city behind. It's like you have established so many things. There are so many things you've already established in this particular material world that you're in, this material situation that you're in. You have it. You have it all over. You have the knowledge. You have it. You have the, it's like body, mind, soul alignment. It's there. It's there. And you have a new invigorated energy to get out into the world and actually, harvest what you've worked up until now for. Like, whatever you worked for up until now, you're ready to harvest it with a new thought pattern as well, with new perspectives as well. It's like there's so much newness in this reading, and getting 2 knights, I mean, come on. You have the courage, you have the clarity, you know what you're doing. It's just like that horse eye, that horse focus. Oh my god. But yeah, in that horse focus, do not forget that there are other things which you might be ignoring. You're working towards it. You're working towards your goal. Everything is happening, but focus on what is that one thing that you're overlooking. That one thing that you're not paying attention to, or you just feel like, yeah, I can do it later. If you feel that, try working on it, because, baby, you have it. You just have it. You have nothing to worry about. Literally. It's something I've been saying in all of my tarot readings. I say that, you have nothing to worry about. You can trust me. You have nothing to worry about. Just be open to whatever comes your way, be it an opportunity, be it a problem. Remember that every problem is a blessing in disguise. It either helps you learn and grow, or you choose the other path of being broke and like doubting yourself. Right? Doubting oneself is normal because that's what we've learned, but you don't have to do it. You don't have to doubt your own self, because at the end of the day, whatever comes your way, if you've come this far, you're going to go further. So that's fine, alright? Have a nice day. Have a great day. Stay tuned in, because I'm going to put out more amazing content out there.